In today's episode, we have a very big purchasing month, so lots of incoming. I've got a few new projects and some new swatches. So we have some legs there for a knitted animal. We have a t-shirt here. We have a little bit more progress here with our Toft Wolf, and then a new project. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to Past Purls, my podcast where I talk about all of my passions, knitting and crochet, and apparently also acquiring yarn and other accessories. It's the end of July, well actually today is Sunday, the 2nd of August, and I'll come to you from the southeast of the UK, where I live with my partner Jani and my dachshund Loki, who's sleeping just now under the table. This is episode 16 of my knitting and crochet podcast, and actually in the last few days I've had quite a few new subscribers. So welcome to everyone who is new, and if this is the first podcast that you watch, I just go through what I've been making, what I've been purchasing, and what I've been looking at in the previous month. So if you're new, thank you so much for subscribing, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. However, we are here to talk about July. July, my making month, my purchasing month. I have all here around me, and this month, trust me, I'm surrounded. Before I start talking about all of that, let's go into what I'm wearing today. Today I am wearing the Brady Bralette by Knititude. And I think I finished this one at the beginning of June, so I think it should be my June podcast, if not in the May one, but I will link it below. So if you want to go where I talk about it, you can go and have a look. So now today you can see me wearing it. It has the nice cables around the neckline and under the armpit here, and it is actually a pleasure to make. Really quick. The yarn I use, which is what is called in the pattern a sports weight yarn, I have used Mayflower Cotton Merino, and I've used about 3.5 balls, so not even, I had 5 for this project, so it doesn't use much yarn at all. And I loved making it. It's great. It's a great fit, and yes, I would definitely recommend it. So now swiftly moving on to finished objects. As you know, July, it's been quite a busy month for me. I have been on holiday, one week at the seaside, and I'm actually in the process of editing a little vlog that I've made when I was on holiday that I will be publishing next week or maybe in a couple of weeks at some point in August. And then I have been at my mom's house, and then I've been also working in between, of course. I've been to the Summer Wool Festival a week ago. A lot happened in July. But that means that I don't have many finished objects. In fact, I have just one, and it's a very disappointed one. That's why I didn't put it in the little beginning section. So if you remember, I've made a while ago a scarf for Jani, which actually I have here. I had made this scarf for Jani, which is kind of block, not even striped, block colored. This was yarn left over from a blanket, the baby blanket that I made at the beginning of the year. So this is all yarn from Aldi. And I know there is a Aldi event going on now, and I thought it was in September. If I had known that it was going to happen at the end of July, I would have waited, because actually I literally finished the hat a week ago. Anyway, so, and this is what came out, and I'm quite pleased. He likes it, and I had not much yarn left over, but I thought maybe I have enough to make a hat. I didn't. So I just got until here, and I had this much blue left. And I was like, oh, should I wait until the yarn comes out? So I just finish it. Let's see if they have the same colors, or maybe they have the cream. Peter said, well, I have that yarn in the gray. Maybe that's gonna work for you. It didn't. And I am so sad about that. So it came out again as a little bit of an ugly hat, hasn't it? And also I think it's slightly smaller than the yarn that I have, the Aldi yarn. So yeah, it's rather disappointing. I showed it to Jani, he tried it on, and he was like, well, it's another ugly hat, isn't it? Yet again. I did it again. And not as bad as the other one, but it just doesn't work, does it? And also the decrease is here, because this yarn is a bit thinner. It's just not working out. So as usual, I just went on, finished it, wove in the yarn, and only then I looked at it. No, I think I'm gonna just this is just an evening work, it's not much work. I think I might take advantage, if they still have something, of the yarn event, and I might go and see if they have cream, and if they still have maybe the blue and the yellow, then maybe I can do a little bit of that, so that at least the hat finishes a little bit more nicely. Otherwise I will just do it all in cream with a little bit of blue on top, I don't know. So that's my very disappointing, ugly finished object. However, do not despair, because my works in progress are very, very exciting. And actually, let me start with, it's not yet a work in progress, but I swatched because I wanted to show you, and also I wanted to start it as soon as possible, so I'll show you the swatch. This is part okay, I have lots of purchases from July, so I'm not gonna go in detail through the festival haul that I did at the Summer Wool Festival last week. I go in very much detail in the videos that will be linked below, and maybe also at the end of this video. So this is something that I purchased there. So, and this is its name, Prue Yarns Unicorn Tears. And it is this lovely paillette sequins yarn, and I chose the black because I want to do, and that's the reveal. I revealed it a little bit in my video, but we can go a little bit more details on it today. It's the Oh My Skirt by Anna Enge, and she uses Cosmo by Lana Grossa and then a mohair by Lana Grossa. I think the Cosmo has slightly bigger sequins on the yarn, but it's more or less this thickness. So at the fair, Naughty by Niche was carrying this yarn, and I knew she would, so I just wanted to see it in person and then buy it. And I chose the black because I just wanted to do the black. And I wasn't sure, so at the beginning I didn't know if I wanted to do the Oh My Kaftan or the Oh My Skirt. And then I thought, let's start with the Oh My Skirt, and if I like it and I really fall in love with the pattern and I really feel I also want a dress, then I will also do the Oh My Kaftan. If I feel the skirt is enough, then I'll just stop there. So I've decided to get the black for the skirt, and then eventually later either the lilac or the beige. That's also quite nice for the kaftan, probably the lilac. I purchased it. I didn't buy any yarn to use with, because this pattern is knitted using sequin yarn held double with mohair, 2 strands of mohair, I think, so in total 3 strands. However, I wasn't entirely sure that I wanted a mohair. I didn't know if I liked the halo effect. I didn't know if I wanted a skirt with a halo effect. I didn't know if I wanted a skirt in mohair. So I wasn't sure. However, the other day when I talked about it in my video, Sam from Sam Rainer, she commented on my video saying, oh, if you want to hold it with a 4-ply, why don't you use this 4-ply? And she gave me a name that at the moment I don't remember. And I looked it up and I thought, well, I didn't think about 4-plies, but why not? Let's see. I'll swatch and I'll see. I haven't decided yet if I want the halo effect or not the halo effect. So I do have some 4-ply. I'll swatch. Actually, I do have some black 4-ply somewhere in the house. It's a leftover from my aunt's poncho with sleeves that I did last year. A very long project that took me all summer last year. And I do have quite a bit of leftover, and I thought, well, that's gonna be perfect for swatching. Is a 4-ply yarn. Is not merino like the one that Sam suggested, but it was a mix wool and acrylic. However, I couldn't find it, and I just wanted to quickly swatch to see how it was. I'm not swatching for size because the only place is the waistband, which is elasticated and which you do in full stockinette. I'm not gonna use the sequin yarn in the stockinette, and probably I'm not even gonna use the mohair. I will probably be using, maybe I will be using that 4-ply if I can find it, because it's gonna be black. I will find it. So which yeah, should be enough to do a waistband. However, I definitely wanted to swatch because I wanted to see if I like the effect with 4-ply or if I prefer the effect with a mohair. So I just used another 4-ply that I have in the house. This is from, what is it? This is from an advent that I used this year to make a hat for myself. It's just a normal variegated 4-ply advent, and I held it double with this just to have a feel of the pattern itself and just to have a feel on how it works in here. So it looks bigger in the second one because is literally, that's the pattern. It's basically striped with longer dropped stitch rows and shorter ones. So as you can see, well, imagine just disregard that is blue because it's gonna be black. However, I don't like it. I think it's too open. It's too open for this type of, so the pattern is too open for having something like this. I think it's too fine. So I think the halo effect really kind of fills it up quite nicely, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I've ordered kid silk drops, kid silk mohair, and that is what I'm gonna use. I ordered it in black and I ordered it from Wool Warehouse, so that will arrive at some point now in August, and so you will see next month when I will hopefully have started already some of this. But I definitely wanted to show you the swatch with these because I did say that I would start it really as fast as I could, and that's what I've done. Well, as much as I could because I don't have the black mohair. So this is my first, let's say, work in progress, although I just swatched. However, that's progress, right? Then my second one is another purchase from the fair, and it is another exciting one. It doesn't look like much progress, but trust me, for me it's already quite a bit of work. So this is, again, you will see it in the fair. Actually, where's the leaflet? Is Fofo, the capybara toy and capybara's outfit by, so the pattern is by May Lily Knitting, but the kit is from Lucy Locket Land. And this is the capybara toy with the outfit. And I just wanted to start it, and I thought I'll just do it because last year I bought the frog and I haven't started it yet. If I just wait for the right time to start it, this is my new July-August philosophy, I'll just start it. This is a bigger picture. You start with the arms that are quite thin, and you have to knit a bit, and you have to feel it with the feeling as you go. And yeah, that was already not a struggle, but it was something new for me, so it took me a little bit of time to adjust, and now yeah, I figured it out, so now I'm fine. But if I think the frog, it has everything, so all the 4 limbs are long and thin, probably even thinner than the arms of the capybara. So then when I'm done, well, I'll show you, I've done the 2 arms, then you need to put them on hold. So these are the 2 arms, and you have to feel them. So the kit, sorry, I've actually stuck my needle, my double pointed needles in there that I'm using for this. They are Luque, by the way, Luque blush set that I bought last year at the Summer Wool Festival. So you get all the colors. So this is what I'm using for the body, and this is for the end of the arms. And then you get all the colors also to make your jumper and dresses and everything. And you get the filling, which is a lovely filling, especially because, as you see, it is in little droplets, let's say. And at the beginning I wasn't very convinced by it, but I can tell you, to feel this, that you have to feel as you go, and you're so fine. You actually literally, what I do, I literally take this much at a time. This much at a time, so very little. And with any other type of stuffing, this would be really annoying every time. So actually this is perfect for this project. I really appreciate it. I think Lucy Locket Land is very smart and genius, and her kits are really well thought. Definitely recommend. So that's my progress. Actually, I did try, I think I threw it away. I did try to start the legs yesterday. The legs are much shorter and have 2 stitches more, so they're a little bit thicker. However, I was a bit tired last night. I just messed it up and it just didn't work out. I'm actually enjoying it, apart from the very frustrating beginning with the first arm. When I figured out how to do it, because you start with 6 stitches and you do all of the brown part, the darker brown, with 6 stitches, and then it changes slightly for the thicker one. I don't want to say too much, obviously, for the thicker yarn, sorry, for the lighter yarn that you use for the whole body. But yeah, I mean, by the time I was about to change color, I was about to give up. I think I started like 3 times, and they're not perfect. I can see that there's a little bit of filling showing through, at least in the first arm I did, but it's okay. I'm gonna fix it later. I might just put a little, just a stitch to close the gaps, and that's gonna be fine. But yeah, what else to say? I'm enjoying it, and it has these beautiful little outfits that, again, if you want to know everything about this, just go and watch my festival video where I really talk about this in much more detail. So this is my second work in progress. And now let's move on to the next work in progress. It is still an animal, but it's a crochet one. So I have gone to the Natural History Museum workshop from Toft at the end of June, and I did a vlog about it, so if you're curious, I'll link that one below too. And in here I have put my pack to go away on holiday, my wool from Toft, and the progress about that. So I didn't make much progress, however, I did a little bit. So at the workshop I did 1 ear of the wolf, and I'll put a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. It's the white wolf. It's an Arctic wolf, which is still part of her what she's working on really this year, which is all about fables and fairy tales. And apparently this also reconnects to another one, because this wolf has a crown, so there's something special about him. And I did 1 year, so I did the second year while on holiday. They're not exactly the same, but very similar. So now there's 2 years, and I've done the tail, which is a massive accomplishment for me. It's a massive accomplishment for me, because it's full of loop stitches, and I am not really, well, I'm a little bit better at it now, clearly, because I've done many, but it's not my favorite stitch to make. So this is the tail. So I've done the tail with all of the loop stitches. I'm very pleased about it. I've done it while I was on holiday. I haven't picked it up since, but that's quite big progress for the wolf. And again, I'm actually quite pleased because, as you know, last year's make was now proudly sitting on the shelf there, which is Huxley the Hypsilophodon. It took him a year to be finished. I didn't pick it up at all until June, because I wanted to finish it for the workshop. I didn't finish for the workshop, but almost. I finished it just days later. So yes, this is big progress. The fact that I've picked it up, I've continued, it's on my mind, and I want to continue working on him. And actually this is the worst part done for me, because it's the part with a lot. I mean, there's probably still some more loop stitch, but this is the biggest part, all full of loop stitches. But that's another big progress for me. And then the last work in progress for today, which is the Smile Tea by Vanessa Pellisa in my beautiful Makes by Mia bag. Where's the tag here? Makes by Mia. And I am using Rosario's Falesia that I purchased at Yarns You Like. This is a little bit of leftover. So this is the first color that I have. This is this green that I use for another top. And then I used it for a cowl, and I still had about half a ball. It really goes a long way. This is 50% cotton and 50% bamboo, and I can tell you because then I purchased another color. And it's 100 grams per 290 meters. Then, because I thought, well, I still have quite a lot, so when I saw her in March in London, I decided to buy 2 more balls on a different color to do a tea. And then I did a bit of research. This is sport weight, so 5 ply technically. I did a bit of research of what can be used, what can be done using this type of yarn. I went down a rabbit hole. I found so many. Actually did a video about that too, and it's which I can link below. And I chose, among those patterns, I chose the Smile Tea by Vanessa Pellisa, and it is a very clever construction. I'm really happy I chose that because I wanted a simple tee, because it's a little bit of a interesting color combination, but because of the stripe, the way the stripes are, this is the sleeve, the raglan sleeve, it actually is working out quite well. So this is the neckline, and this is the front, and this is the back. I haven't changed to a longer cable yet because I'm not there yet with the amount of stitches, but I think I'm getting close. So you have here the raglan for the sleeves, and then you stripe it all the way through while you are doing the increases. However, it is done really cleverly because you start it flat and you do all of the short rows flat, so it's kind of easier somehow to keep track. And then when you have the back, enough of the back, then is when you join. You see how big the neckline is. You can join then in the round and actually continue. You already start actually a little bit of the raglan technically, but you continue to close fully the raglan, and I think it is really clever. And I was incredibly not surprised because I felt I wanted to try this color combination. However, not everyone was convinced by it. However, when I started working on it, I think it's working out really, really nicely. Fabric is beautiful, and I think the color combination is beautiful. This is 5 ply, so it grows a little bit more slowly than a DK, but faster than a 4 ply. So I've done quite a bit of progress. However, as you know, before you separate for the sleeves is the longest part, isn't it? So I'm getting there, but there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done for that. But I'm really quite pleased, and I think it looks amazing, and I love the color. I can't wait to wear it. I wanted to wear it at the Summer Wool Festival last week, but I didn't do enough of it when I was away, so I didn't have enough time, because then I came back, then I had 1 day of work, and then I went to the festival. So I came back literally just 2 days before the festival. So yeah, definitely wasn't enough time, but I'm really enjoying it. I do hope to finish it before the end of the summer so I can wear it. That would be really nice. However, with the fact that it is a short sleeves tee, once I've separated for the sleeves, which again, I'm not super far away, I think about this much more, maybe this, not able to separate probably this much more, then it's gonna be quick, because the sleeves, you just need to finish them off pretty much, and then you go down with the body, right? So no more increases, nothing, you just stripe it in stockinette, and that's gonna be nice. Yeah, so this is my last work in progress for July, and I'm very pleased. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like my color combination? I know it's probably not for everyone, but I'm loving it. I do like bright color. I do like all colors really, but I do like bright colors also, especially in summer. And I think, I don't know, it makes me think of summer really, this color combination. So I'm quite pleased. What are you working on for the summer? Are you working on summer projects? Did you move to autumn and winter projects, and maybe even Christmas projects already? I know many people did. I did consider that, but I still had so many things going on for the summer that I just gave up. Not this year, maybe another year. And now moving on to the July incoming. As mentioned, I might have gone a little bit overboard in July, but there was lots going on. There was a festival, then there was something happened that I didn't expect, so I also inherited yarn, so that was totally unexpected and literally happened on the 30th, so literally almost the last day of the month. And yeah, and then we're going at the festival. Actually, I was really good at the festival. That's probably when I was the most restrained. As I mentioned, just watch my video about the Summer Wool Festival where I go through everything in detail. I'm only gonna go through the yarny bits, which actually you've already seen. So I purchased 2 unicorn tears from Prue Yarn. One I'm swatching and the other one is here, and you know for what. Then I've got the kit from Lucy Locket Land, this yarn. And then it's technically not yarn, but I'm gonna show it to you. It's this is Make It Blümchen, and it's thread again with sequins, and I don't know what to do with it, but you know, got some ideas. Then I bought some other accessories that you can see in my I don't want to repeat too much of the same thing, because if you watch that one, this would just be boring. And also got a lot more to show you. The last bit of yarn that I purchased there is a bunch of Rikorumi cottons, and that is to make, it's a kit that we put there. It is to make the seaside seagulls that I purchased from Sardines for Tea. That's another one that is gonna be made hopefully soon, and it is knitted. So yeah, if you want to see the full haul, go to my festival video. But now don't despair, I've got plenty more to show you. Very exciting things happened, because actually I won a prize, and I never win anything. It's the first time, not in my life, but in a very long time, that I win anything. I won a prize at the with Makes by Mia and Wellbe Knits, that are organizing the all year long Stashdown make along, and I've been participating and I won at some point. They do quarterly prize draws, so I'm gonna talk about it now and not later. Nothing has been entered for July, actually. Well, this has been entered because partial yarn is stash. However, I won something, and what I won is actually unbelievably beautiful. It was wrapped nicely here. She also put in a nice card and some stickers, which are lovely. They are knitting themed. Got this, knitting makes me happy, and then this, which is a knitted bit, lovely. Then she added a tiny stitch marker also, which is also super lovely. And you've already seen it, I won these signature 4-ply West Yorkshire spinners. This is the Summer Sunset, so very, very in theme with summer, and it's a beautiful color. And actually Wellbe Knits has done a pair of socks with it that she just finished, so you would be able to see how this knits up on a pair of socks. It's self-striping, and I love the colors, so this is what I won. I'm very happy. Thank you Wellbe Knits and Makes by Mia for organizing this. And yes, now I'm thinking about what to make with it, because I have some socks that I'm making, but I'm not particularly fast with them. So let's see what this becomes. You got any suggestions other than socks? Otherwise I'll make socks, obviously, but that might take a bit longer. Then I purchased this is just a small silly thing, and then I'm gonna show you the yarny bits. Oops. I purchased, well, they're all coming out from the side. Let me take them out and put them in these one that I show you in my vlog for my holiday. This is I'm gonna put my stitch markers in here. This is a it was a coin purse really that belonged to my mom, and then she gave it to me, and now I'm gonna use it for this because I don't really carry coins with me anymore. Anyway, if you follow Jeanette at Crafty Clegs, she's doing a Fill My Fridge Fridays, and this is the kind of things for which I lose my mind because they're so cute, and I couldn't justify myself because, as you see, I purchased already plenty to do that. However, I'm really enjoying seeing her fill her fridge, and she's super happy whenever she opens them, and she's got lots of duplicates, so she quite cleverly asked her husband to make the stitch markers, and I think it's a brilliant idea. So I've got the Hershey's syrup. I've got the Hershey's syrup, then put it in my little stitch mark. Then I've got broccoli florets. This is a tiny little plastic packet. So these are her duplicates, they're her doubles. So I bought doubles from her. These one. Then I've got some juice. And I don't know, somehow I like this for summer. And I have some vegetable themed bag that I bought from Piccolilli last year. And this would go so well with it somehow, I don't know why. And then I have a overnight, I have an overnight oat jar, which somehow is my favorite. I don't know what you think about it. And these are my new stitch markers, like handmade, and I'm really pleased with them. And so I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna put my special stitch markers in here, so when I want something special I can reach from this tiny special purse. And I love this sound somehow. So this is another purchase. However, the crazy purchases are not finished because, and not even Petra knows about it, so Petra, be ready. I've been wanting to buy this Lizzie Makes bag for a long time, and then she published that she was making bags with this fabric, which is a Highland cow fabric. Let me just close it. These are her top wired bags, and so I ordered it, and while I was at it I actually ordered two. This one too. So this is the larger version, and there's a lovely stitch marker attached there, and then you got your handles, and then so this is a project bag, but you can also use it, I suppose, as a bag or traveling bag also. Then in the inside she put this lovely gingham yellow fabric, and you see it is wired at the top, so it stays, once it's full, it stays nice and open. And this is what it looks like inside, and that's her. So let me just, you need to contact her. You need to contact her on Facebook if you want to order from her, and then you speak with her, and then she will just make for you a kind of custom made, really. You choose the type, the fabric, the size, and then when it's ready she just ships it off to you. So, and it was really quick to arrive. Everything arrived while I was away actually. So this is the first one, and then I also got a medium one, and I wanted some in that case, which also has a little stitch marker, in this case a toadstool. And I wanted something that is, for the medium, that is something that is kind of autumn and toadstool autumn themed. And so she had this fabric, which is not the first fabric that I had in mind, but it definitely works with hedgehogs and apples and mushrooms and toadstool. And on the inside, again, which I love, and again it is wired, as you can see, and in the inside it has these beautiful polka dots fabric, which I think goes really well and I love it. And then there's a little card from her, and then she also added some really lovely stickers. So I got a knit happens, then I have a ball of yarn with a crochet hook, and then this lovely knitted heart. And yes, anti I have this lovely twinings slip, which actually I might get tonight. So this is again another purchase, not yarny but yarn related. Before we go to the last purchase, which is a Toft purchase, so if you don't like Toft you can skip that one, I'm gonna show you what I inherited. So as you know, I have actually two crochet clubs. One of them is at work that I set up. I've taught a few people at work to crochet, and we meet at work about once a week. And the other one is at the local pub, and I joined it when I moved in this area, and sometimes there are some donations, and I think since I joined last week we got the biggest donation ever since I joined. So we went there on a Tuesday, and one of the ladies, actually the one who set it up, said that her aunt had decided to give up her crafting, crochet, etc. So she was just getting rid of all her stash. So she had stash of yarn, and then she also had lots of needlepoint. She had lots of needlepoint. She had some cutting things, and also for like crafts where you need to cut, like maybe fabric, maybe paper. And then she also had lots of tapestry. She had a big bag of tapestry yarn, which I didn't take, but now I'm thinking, well, if no one wants it, maybe I should get it. It was lovely colors. Anyway, I tried to contain myself because obviously I already have a lot, plus it was already a month where I had purchased. However, I couldn't resist a couple of things. So there was this lovely Aran tweed. This is Hayfield bonus Aran tweed, 20% wool blend, 400 grams, and I absolutely love this color. And I'm very much into the tweed at the moment, actually, so this really spoke to me. And I think it should be sweater quantity, right? Because it's 400 grams. So I don't know, I love it, and I love the color. Purple is one of my winter colors, so yeah, I particularly liked it. So I got this, not finished, it's a whole bag. Then I got this beautiful, I don't have the label for this, but to be honest, to me it looks like it's actually wool. Again, a tweed, and it's a white, off-white tweed. And I've got this, so I haven't weighted it yet, but it looks like a good quantity. I was thinking maybe a vest would work well with this. And then look at this again. This is a lot. You will see, well, there's more of this, and this, and I absolutely, you know, if you watch my summer wool festival video, you know that I did say I'm very attracted by the sparkle. And actually, apart from, you know, and I didn't buy any sparkly yarn, I bought the yarn with the sequins. So there was sparkly yarn there, I couldn't resist. This feels more like acrylic, probably is also again an acrylic wool blend, but I love the sparkle. So this I think is again a sweater quantity because it's a lot. This bag is all this yarn, so I need to weigh this one too. And then there was this thing, which is like a sticky mat, pretty much. And we were wondering, because it has inches and centimeters, there were like 3 or 4 of them, and I thought, well, I'll get one. And I was wondering, is it when you maybe cut fabric and this helps you keep it so it doesn't go around and you can cut it more straight? Is it for cutting paper? Is it for maybe cutting felt? If you do maybe felt decorations, I don't know. I think is that I need to do a bit of research, but I thought, well, this actually sounds to me like it's something that can be useful, doesn't take much space, and it was free. It would all go to the charity shop, so I took one and I left the others. So I'm sure it's gonna be of use to me. So that is all that I inherited, that was donated to our crochet club. As you can see, it's a lot. I just realized I didn't show you the biggest thing I inherited from the crochet group is this beautiful wooden box. So it was full with thread for needlepoint. However, I will be using it for something else. I might be using it for my tapestries. Oops. And you probably know I've been wanting one of these for a very long time. And it is beautiful, isn't it? It even has... So yeah, I don't know if I wanted to use it for maybe yarn, maybe needle holding, or if I want to use it for tapestry and other accessories. I will have to think about it. But yeah, got this one too. You see, when I told you that there was a lot in my incoming section, is because there was. And not all of it planned, obviously. And lastly, we have Toft. Still in the box, easier to show you. You know I like Toft. And you know that they do, well, maybe you don't, but they do Christmas in July, like crafting outlets, really, pretty much. And they often go on Sewing Street. So on Sewing Street, they were doing like the Christmas in July week. They did 2 Toft shows, and I was actually in Italy with my mom, and I must say this time mom made me do it, because I didn't intend to buy anything. If anything, just the smaller one of the 2 things I bought, but mom convinced me to buy the other one. So in this case, I'm absolutely not taking any responsibility for this purchase. Mom made me do it. I still purchased it myself, but she made me do it. She convinced me. So at Sewing Street, they were giving these actually pin badge that I wanted to show you because it's super cute. So it's a Sewing Street pin badge for Christmas 2026, which is really cute. It's a penguin, and I love penguins. They really, yeah, they are my favorite imaginary animal, because I will never have a penguin pet, obviously, but I love penguins. I love watching penguins. So this is really nice. And then there's my Toft purchase in the 20 years of Toft box, and which has all of the yarn. I really like these books. I think they're really pretty. And so I bought 2 things, and then there are gifts, because if you buy Toft from Sewing Street, you get a certain little gift if you buy in a certain hour. So the first purchase was the Christmas Bookworm, which is an exclusive as of now for Sewing Street. So Carrie has launched the bookworms. I haven't seen the bookworms on the Toft I haven't seen the Christmas Bookworm on the Toft website. I've only seen the other bookworms. I think she did the special one, and kind of, she probably will launch it later in the year, but she launched the Christmas one just on Sewing Street especially. So I bought it because it's so cute. Even my mom said it was cute. And it comes in a kit, which I haven't opened yet, and also you get the pretty sticker. I haven't opened it yet, so there's a sticker here, but actually I did on one side. I got the bookworm, and if I open it with you, you get inside, you get a bowl of cream, 25 grams, a bowl of, must be ruby, yeah, a bowl of ruby, which is the rich red, and then a bowl of oatmeal. So you get these three, and then you get, be ready, the glasses, which are just, they're so cute. The glasses, and then you get the eyes, which actually were, if they fell out of the little carton. So you get the green eyes, safety eyes in green, and and then wire to wire the worm. And the bookworm is part of the Toft competition, summer competition. I have never done, oh, it actually came with a library book card, which is super cute, and it talks about the summer competition. So I've never done the Toft summer competition. However, since I have the worm, I am gonna take part into the competition, so, which is until the end of August, I think. So one of my plans for August will be to make Dewey, the bookworm, and it will be specifically a Christmas bookworm, and I will have to find a way to put it maybe in my bookshelf with Christmas books, so that is gonna look especially special, because there are gonna be 5 prize winners, maybe more. Carrie chooses them all by herself, and I want to win. I will not, but I will try. I've never participated in this competition. I know there are people who participate regularly and they say it's a lot of fun, so this year I'll try. I have it, so why not, so that's that. Then in the second hour, no, this was actually the second hour, with the special gift for the second hour was this. I think it was the elf patch, Ed's dolls patch for the bag, and there's 3 colors, so the golden, the green, and the red. I got a golden, which actually I particularly like, my patch. And then for the first hour, the gift was a wise man pin, and this is what I got. So you could get any of the 3, and I got this one, which is Melchior. And I think it's lovely. I still haven't figured out where to put all these enamel pins, but for now I'm just collecting them, putting them away, and then one day I'll decide. So my purchase is this, in the new Toft box, and it is, so it doesn't look particularly exciting because it's 6 balls all of the same color, which is stone. However, what you can make with them is exciting, and sorry, the pattern is under the balls, so I'm gonna take it out. This is a bundle. It's called Discovery Box, and is a bundle of 3 patterns. So you can do the mini Donna the reindeer, which I have, but is fine. But then you can make the Donna the reindeer, so the full size Donna the reindeer, and then you can make the reindeer booties. So my youngest cousin, I have lots of cousins and my family in Italy. My youngest cousin just had a baby girl, which is a very rare occurrence in our family, and so she's particularly special because of that. And I met her during my holiday just before I came back to the UK, and she was born in June, and she's really cute and pretty and everything. And of course I will be try and make as many things as I can for her, at least as many things as her parents will allow me to make for her. And I have decided, and my mom is the one who said, "Ooh, that looks actually really cute, why not? Why don't you make them for Christmas for her?" I will be making the reindeer booties, and I thought then maybe I can also make a mini. So basically this kit with the 6 balls, Carrie said you can make one of each, so you can make one. So I have to be careful to show you here. This is Donna the reindeer, the full size one. Then the mini one is smaller. I made it last year actually because I had bought the Christmas cracker, and these are the baby booties. These are the baby booties. And I'm gonna put the red, obviously the red nose to all of them, to all the reindeers. So Carrie said you can make one pair of baby booties, one mini Donna the reindeer, and one full-size Donna the reindeer with this kit, with these 6 balls. Or you can make 2, if you don't want to make the baby booties, you can make 2 Donna the reindeer full size with this, or 2 pair of baby booties if you only want the booties and you have different children you want to give them to, or 6, 7 mini Donna the reindeer if you have many people you want to give them to, or all yourself. Maybe you can hang them on your Christmas tree. You can maybe do different noses, colors, I don't know. So I think I want to make one of each, and then I will see. Maybe I'll keep the big Donna the reindeer for myself to go with my tiny one and give her the booties and the tiny Donna the reindeer. I will see. But for now I'm actually very excited about this. This is the last incoming, and now you can see why I said I had lots of things. Now we can swiftly move on to my Yarnmap, July Yarnmap balance. So in July I finished one thing, but I'm not gonna count it as finished because I wanna, as I said, rip back this bit and then see if I can get one more ball, maybe of the cream or of one of the other colors, so that I can fix Jani's hat and make it a bit prettier and not ugly anymore. So I'm not gonna count it, so it's gonna be a 0 for yarn out this month, sadly. But for yarn in I have a lot. I think the biggest amount is really the one that I inherited, and trust me, there was a table, like a dining table full, like proper mountain of yarn, and Jani can testify because he was there too. Jani, was I good when I went to the yarn to get the yarn?
Oh yeah.
I didn't get even half of what I could. Yeah?
Yeah.
You see? Jani testifies. So I was really good, but it's still quite a lot of yarn. So yarn in is here. I have no idea how much it is. I only know it's a lot. So the yarn balance is really easy to get, which is same as yarn in. So I suppose this probably kind of nullifies the progress I made in the past 2 months when I had the negative balance both times. So this month there is no negative balance. I acquired way more yarn than I used. I will try to be better in August, although I know I will be acquiring other yarn in August because there's the Toft 20th birthday, and yeah, how can you not? This said, let me have a little look around. I think we talked about everything. So for anyone who is new here, if you want to contact me, you can message me on Instagram, where I am past.purls. Follow me on Instagram also if you want. I usually put some other updates there. And then you can also follow me on Ravelry, where I am Laura Past Purls, where you can follow along my projects as I set them up, and also browse through my stash so you can have an idea of how big it is. And then you can also email me on past.purls@gmail.com. And so just very quickly about August plans. So yarn wise, as you know, I want to continue my wolf, I want to continue my capybara, I want to possibly finish my smile tea, and then probably start something else. I will definitely want to start, as soon as the mohair arrives, I want to start the Oh My skirt, knitting the Oh My skirt, so I can use it as soon as the winter months come. I don't think it will be a long make, but still it's not that easy to knit with sequins. You kind of need to be careful, so I just want to take my time and not to have to rush through it. And then I don't know, I will see what the month brings me, because I just want to, I'm very, as I said last month, might be because it's summer, I also very much into finishing all of my animals and toys and makes, so I might do that. But I also want to start some bigger project for, again, the baby. So I will be starting the reindeers, but maybe a little bit later, closer to Christmas. But I also want, I have this yarn that Petra gave me, that is, I want to use to make her a winter hoodie, like a bear hoodie maybe. So, and then I also want to make her maybe a blanket. So there's a little bit of thinking going on there. I am not going, as far as I know, I'm not going to any events in August. I don't think so. But I've got my usual, you know, knit nights, etc. So, but I will try and not acquire any more yarn beyond the one from Toft. I forgot to mention one thing. So I did say I got this one because I have certain plans I wanted. So basically I wanted an autumn bag, a bag with autumn colors and autumn print, because last year I did the mushroom along with Petra, and also Crafty Dawn joined in, and it was actually quite fun, and I had gathered lots of patterns that are still there. I only made a couple of the mushrooms that I wanted to make, and this year actually I did talk with my crochet club at work, and they seemed interested, so I'm just waiting that they all come back from holiday now at some point in August, and then I want to suggest, I'm gonna show them all of the patterns that I picked last year, and I want them to see if they want to participate, because I'd like to do something fun like that again. So I want to do another mushroom along this autumn, which probably will be lasting, maybe start the second half of September, go through all of October, and maybe finish mid-November, just in time then to get into the Christmas mood. And I just wanted to have the right bag for that, because last year I didn't know where to put them. I've got my Halloween bags, but that is not strictly speaking just Halloween, is autumn now. So now I have it. So this bag already has a plan, and this actually I don't know why, but I feel is both summery and Christmassy. So let's see what project goes in there. Maybe I was thinking that it will go pretty well with my unicorn yarn. So I think that my skirt will probably go in there. It's more than big enough for that. I think that's what's gonna happen in there. So these are my plans for August, and what are your plans for August? I'm really curious to hear. Let me know in the comments, and I do hope you're having a lovely day and you're gonna have a lovely August. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Thank you very much for staying with me today and for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.